President William Ruto's administration was in the process of trying to acquire software that could potentially spy on journalists, influence hashtags, and of course be used as a propaganda machine against any bad sentiment towards the president, until they failed to pay the person who they had contracted, which is just in true let me just keep quiet about that. But yes, the reason we know about this is because President Ruto's aides are being sued over a classified software that was to be used on spy on Kenyans.
And of course, court documents show that the software was to have the capability to conduct searches on different fronts, just trying to create favor, as Mariam has said. And of course, we took a ground in different, Mariam. We've been seeing the president going to different places, and some tabloids have already started mentioning or even claiming that there's an alleged bribery that's going on ground to make sure that every time our number one is in a particular region or in a particular space, then there's more people coming to see him. It seems that also maneno ya payment ni kama sio madaktari peke yake, also software owners are not spared on this one.
Yeah, they're getting shafted. Now, this court, this suing actually comes from a fallout between the president's close aides and the American owners of the software, which is worth $923,000. That's 120 million shillings. So they were basically, there was a plan to deploy that confidential software with the capacity to spy on targets. It also highlights how public funds withdrawn from confidential accounts were to be spent to source for the technological solution, in quotes, right? The reason we know about this is because Washuka Maina filed a case court at the Milimani High Court. She's a dual Kenyan and Canadian citizen, and she had to pay the $950,000 for this software. She had been to the firm that had been contracted for this because she had not been paid by President William Ruto's aides after they had a verbal contract.
All this in a bid for a re-election in 2027. All this is in an effort not to put in the work, because I believe a re-election is as clear as if you put in the work and make sure that you make development, then I believe a re-election should be easy. We shouldn't be using such things. But of course, a high-stakes commercial litigation has exposed President William Ruto on an alleged plan to acquire an online propaganda machine, and it seems that there is a little bit of hostility each and every time he goes on ground.
But there's a few dangers as far as this software is concerned, and going through the capabilities of this, because what I know about this administration is they're probably already procuring another one or working on another one or have deployed another one. The capabilities of this software include, one, to have the capacity to manage the president and his deputy social media pages. It would also be able to hide harmful and vulgar comments and respond to positive ones. Okay. It would be customized to monitor the Raila Odinga-led opposition at the time. It would also have the power to monitor and influence trending hashtag on social media, monitor public sentiments about the president. That is so dangerous. Also, they were to be able to conduct searches on journalists and media houses, enabling the government to, of course, produce and disseminate dossiers that could counter the credibility of the media.
So
all of those are
first of all,
dangerous.
It's an attack on media, and of course, it's also an attack on right to information and correct information for that matter, because propaganda is not correct information. Just misinformation of not even misinformation of the public. It's just the right of the public to actually get to understand what's really going down. So it moves us far away from the truth, which is also the number one rule of being in this practice in the fourth estate.